So, good morning, all. Hope you are all doing fine during this COVID period, doing fine with respect to your health as well as with your preparation. Right, we will start the session. In today's session, let us handle the issues which are very important for our examination. But when I use this word very important, let me frankly tell you there's nothing called important, unimportant in any subject. That's why we identified few areas from where we should focus on. We need to read everything because all issues are important. But this subject, science and technology, is little peculiar. So we cannot read everything and we cannot remember everything. We need to have certain limits. Then how do we limit ourselves? For that, we identified certain high yielding areas. What are these high yielding areas? How do we approach them? If we note down certain areas, how to make notes for them? That we are going to discuss in today's session. I am unable to see any of you because as I'm sharing the screen, I'm unable to see and I'm unable to talk. It's kind of monologue, but we will handle the doubts at the end of the session. Don't worry. If you have any doubts, please note them down. If you have any queries also, please note them down. With regard to preparation, with regard to the subject, we will handle it at the end of the session. Right. I have noted down certain rules for our science and technology preparation. Why rules? Because, as we know, we all focus on subjects like polity, history, economy, environment, geography. These subjects we focus on much. We feel that these are the important subjects and we focus on these and we spend much time on these. But there are certain subjects which give us high scores. S&T is one such subject. Sometimes if the questions are more in number, we get more score. Sometimes we might get only 2-3 questions also. So we should be prepared. As the subject has lot of uncertainty, we are dealing with certain rules. First thing is we should focus on basics. Why should we focus on basics for any subject? Basic foundation is required. If that is not there, we cannot understand certain concepts. That is first thing. Understanding becomes difficult. Second thing, even if we try to understand certain things, applying the concept requires basic knowledge. Let's say there's a question which we don't know. There's a question and there are certain arguments given or statements given which we don't know and we have never read. Then also we should be in a position to guess at least few points given in this. For that we need to have thorough basics. So we are going to focus on our basics. Second thing, as I told you earlier, there's nothing called important, unimportant, but as we cannot read and remember all the topics, we are going for certain topics which are called high yielding topics. See this rule 3, there are no boundaries. There's no defined syllabus, especially with regard to prelims. There is no defined syllabus for our science and technology. With regard to other subjects, we can guess polity, we can note down 70 chapters and then we can read them. History, certain chapters can be noted down. Economy, we can note them down. But in science and technology, in most cases, we cannot do that. There's no boundary for the syllabus. So, how do we approach it then? How do we know which to read then if there's no defined syllabus? Where do we limit ourselves? That's based on our current affairs. Let's say in current affairs, there's this issue. Let's go back and read the basics related to it. Let's say there is a concept yesterday there was a concept with regard to COVID. They used artificial intelligence to make the drugs to address this particular disease. So in artificial intelligence, let's go back to ICT chapter. Let's read what is artificial intelligence, what are the applications, and how artificial intelligence can be used in COVID. This kind of reverse engineering can be done in this subject because there's a limitation for us, that is the syllabus is not defined. So limitation, so let us follow the current affairs carefully. In this particular session, I'm going to give certain areas. We are just going to see the names of certain current issues. We are going to have a separate session for current affairs, science and technology, full 2 hours session. In that session, we can discuss them thoroughly. But in today's session, let's go with the names. Now, how do we prioritize subjects? We see the marks that we get and we see the number of questions that they are giving each year. If you observe from 2011, if we observe, we are getting all approximately on an average 7 questions from science and technology. But last year there's a confusion. We have added just 8 questions. It's because there are certain questions which can be categorized into different subjects. Some questions can be categorized as environment related questions. Some questions, same question can be categorized as science and technology. Environmental science, we say environmental chemistry. There's a separate subject, it's a separate chapter in science and technology called environmental chemistry. So few people categorize that into environment, few categorize that into science and technology. But if we observe, typical questions from science and technology are 8, and based on science and technology we can answer few more questions, like approximately 4 questions. Last year's weightage of science and technology is 12, and this year I believe we will get more questions, at least 10 questions from science and technology, because as you know, government is giving more emphasis to defense, and there are many issues with regard to nuclear technology in the recent months. Space technology, as usual, gets at least few questions. Biotechnology, because of this COVID and the recent developments, biotechnology issues are in news. So from that we can get many questions. ICT is evergreen area for the UPSC. So from ICT and computer related issues we get questions. In miscellaneous, we have many areas, including our fundamental physics. For example, recently there is this issue that Aditya L1, Aditya is a space mission which we want to send to study the upper atmosphere of sun. So we need to read about what is the composition of upper atmosphere of sun, and there are certain planets called exoplanets that are newly found. What are they? So these areas which are considered as fundamental physics, they are important. So we are going to focus on them also in our current issues. This is the broad classification of science and technology questions based on the previous paper analysis. If we look at this particular diagram, we can see that biotechnology questions, including biology, basic biology questions plus biotechnology, this has larger share as compared to other topics. And then space is the second largest area. Computers and ICT is the third important area. And then miscellaneous issues consisting of many issues, many areas are there, new developments in various fields. They all can come under miscellaneous issues. And then nuclear technology, defense technology. Recently, DRDO is very active, very much active, DRDO. Especially in the last 2 months, there are many news articles with regard to DRDO. So, how does DRDO functions? What are the new achievements of DRDO? They have brought in many indigenous technologies. So, what are these indigenous technologies? ISRO, ISRO was the hero for last year. 2019, ISRO was the hero. But for this year, DRDO is the hero. And then you should remember CSIR and its achievement. CSIR is also in news very much. So we will get questions from at least 1 or 2 questions from it in biotechnology, in other fields. There is one more area which we didn't categorize separately, that is called energy. Energy is another area which has cross subject implications. We read it in environment, we read it in disaster management, we read it in governance as part of energy policies. But energy as a topic is important in our science and technology also. Nuclear energy, solar energy, wind energy, these issues are also important. So we need to focus on energy issues also. Right? Now let's go through the high yielding areas and then let us identify certain current issues for this particular session. Right. Basic biology questions. Basic biology questions, if we look at this one, in the last 8 years, there were many questions earlier. Slowly, its weightage started reducing, and in the recent years, in the past 2 years, biology questions, basic biology questions, they are asking to the tune of 3 to 4 questions. We can expect the same trend. For example, now virus. What is it? What is virus? We are reading that corona is a RNA virus. What is RNA? What is RNA virus? We are reading that there is no vaccine for our COVID. What is vaccine? How vaccine is developed? These are all part of our biology. So virus, we have a chapter, separate chapter called microorganisms, where we read about virus, bacteria, etc. For this, we should follow NCERTs. In your classrooms, you might have observed we are not teaching these basic biology concepts. Basic biology, basic physics, basic chemistry, we are not teaching. This we should read from our NCERTs. There is no other way. Follow 6th to 10th class NCERT books. If possible, read certain chapters of 11th and 12th biology also. That will help us in biotechnology. Biotechnology, you have special classes for them. But for basic biology, either you have very few classes or we need to read them from 6th to 10th class NCERTs. I suggest you to go through 6th to 10th class science NCERTs. Biology questions are important. At least few questions we can expect, 2 to 3 questions. Physics, basic physics related questions. Earlier we had weightage, if you see, in 1 year 2012, we had 6 questions, 6 questions. After that, only 1 question. In few years, there are no questions from it. That's why we are saying that science and technology area is very uncertain. If you go for polity, economy, geography, etc., you can clearly see that there is a clear trend, at least a few questions, 20 questions in every question paper in every year. But in science and technology, as you can see here, there is uncertainty. Suddenly, what if in 2020, if they give, let's say, 5 questions from physics, can we ignore it? 5 questions from biology, 3 questions from chemistry. If they give only 3 from all the areas of these fundamental physics, fundamental biology, fine, we can leave them. But what if they give more number of questions? There's always this uncertainty with regard to UPSC. We cannot guess. So please don't ignore areas. Try to go through the basics at least. Next, if we see the chemistry. In 2011, 3 questions were asked. After that, no questions. After that, one question. Last 2 years, no question, specifically from chemistry. So what we should do? Should we leave it? No, we should not leave it. At least to learn basic concepts as we discussed earlier, 6th to 10th class. Basic chemistry concept we should learn. How are they asking the questions? What is basic chemistry? What concept should we read? That we should know from our previous question paper analysis. What to read, what to focus on is the doubt we generally get for all the subjects. This is there for all of us. So we should go through previous questions. We should see how they are asking the questions, how they asked the questions previously, and then focus on the areas. We have certain questions listed out in the session. We will go through them. You need not worry. We will see certain questions from chemistry. So based on that, we can identify certain areas in NCERTs. Right. Let's start with space technology. In space technology, first let us go through the previous questions, 1 or 2 previous questions, and let us see which are the high yielding areas, on what issues should we focus on. First one, space. This is last year's question. This question is on Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, IRNSS system. On this question, they have given 3 statements and they are asking us to identify the correct statement. Here, IRNS has 3 satellites in geostationary and 4 satellites in geosynchronous orbits. Second statement says IRNSS covers entire India and about 5,500 square kilometers beyond its borders. So we should see whether this fact is correct. Here, this number we should verify. In third statement, India will have its own satellite navigation system with full global coverage by the middle of 2019. Actually, they asked it in last year May. That's why they have given this. Okay, now we should verify whether this number is correct. We should verify whether it is going to have full global coverage or not. And we should verify IRNSS has three geostationary, three geosynchronous. For this, what we should have to answer this question, what kind of knowledge base we should have? First thing is, we should know the basic concept of what is geostationary. We should also know the basic concept of what is geosynchronous orbit. So, orbits, satellite orbits. On this concept, if we have the knowledge, basics, we can say whether this is correct or not. Because, see, what is this geostationary if we consider this as the Earth? Geostationary orbit is exactly above the equator. Exactly above the equator. What is geosynchronous then? It has some inclination. So it goes in this way. Right? It goes in different paths. Now, see, in each orbit, we know that this geostationary, if we place a satellite in geostationary orbit, it covers 120 degrees. It covers 120 degrees. So now think, if we cover if one satellite can cover 120 degrees, do we require three satellites? Three satellites, will they suffice to see the entire Earth? Yes or no? Yes. So, others geosynchronous, because for each satellite we should have support of, for each geostationary satellite we should have support of three more satellites. So, if we know that basic concept of orbits, how satellite behaves in each orbit, can we say and can we attempt this correctly? Yes. So, basics is important. Second thing, IRNSS covers entire India and then 5,500 square kilometers. This we cannot help unless we know that this is only 1,500 kilometers. This is a fact. Unless we know that if it is only 1,500 kilometers, we cannot answer this. So let's keep this aside and let's go with this and its own satellite navigation system with full global coverage. Here also we should know that we are planning only 7 satellites. After that, slowly we are covering it. By 2019 we wanted to have only regional satellite system. So to answer this one single question, we should have lot of data with us, basics plus current issue plus some more data. So recently the questions are like this, little complex, which requires knowledge base, the pre-existing knowledge base, and the awareness on the current issues. That's why we should never ignore space technology as a chapter. Space technology is very, very important. At least 2 questions we can attempt correctly if we read this chapter thoroughly. Space technology. Let's see what are the issues that are there in use in space technology. I have taken this from January 2019, January 2019 to March 2020. So almost 1 year or 15 months current issues I have taken. I have listed down certain topics over here. Microsat, Kalamsat, GSAT 31, Launch View Gallery. See, sometimes we ignore such current affairs. Launch View Gallery was launched with Sriharikota Launch Station. We think that these are all unnecessary. But what if in a statement they give recently which of the following are the achievements of ISRO? And then they give one statement, this one. They can say 5,000 people can sit and watch at a time all the launches of the ISRO. What if they give that particular statement? Can we ignore such statements also? No. Because this is considered one of the biggest achievements, we should remember such statements also. And then EMISAT, VSAT 2B, R was launched, GSLV MK3. With this, we launched our Chandrayaan 2. Indian data relay satellites. We want to go with this Indian data relay satellites for launching Chandrayaan 3. And then we are planning for Gaganyaan, Aditya L1 in 2020. Cartosat 3 was launched. Resat 2BR1 was launched. New Space India Limited. This is a commercial arm of ISRO. So there's one more commercial arm of ISRO called Antrix. So along with this, there is this new one started in 2019. So we should know about it. We should know what is this Human Space Flight Center, and this half humanoid robot Yom Mitra was launched. What is it? And by 2020, end of 2020, we are going to successfully test small satellite launch vehicle. What is it? Yuvika program. Sometimes the research organizations like ISRO, they have certain scientific responsibility programs, scientific social responsibility programs. We should remember them. Similarly, we have some programs with CSIR. So ISRO's program is Yuvika. So we need to know what is it, GSAT 30, GISAT. These are the issues that are there in news. So from all this, now let us understand what are the high yielding areas. We understood these 15 issues are there in news in the last 1 year. So what should we focus on? What are the high yielding areas now? So there is this launch vehicle related issues are there. So we need to go back and read about what are these launch vehicles. And we also need to read about satellites, because there are many satellite launches that were conducted. So what are the satellites? What are the types of satellites? Next, what are these space missions? So we said Aditya, we said Gaganyaan. These are all what? These are space missions. What are these space missions? Next, what are the achievements of ISRO? What are the achievements of ISRO? We should know. And orbits is an evergreen topic. Types of orbits is an evergreen topic. Launch vehicles. Launch vehicle, because we already wrote. Good. We already wrote about launch vehicle. Read about GSLV, because this is there in news. GSLV Mark 3. And then the small satellite launch vehicle. We need to read about these two. Is this clear? This is how we should keep the current issues on one side and then identify the areas, go back to our basics, our material, basic material, and then read about it. Basic material, what is the basic material that we have? We have provided you the notes as well as the material for space technology. So please go through that and read about these basics. And never ignore space technology. Why am I repeating it? This year, specifically in economic survey also, generally they don't mention about space technology. In economic survey part 2, they have specifically mentioned about, in economic survey space 2, they specifically mentioned about space commerce. In previous year's economic survey, this was not there. In this year's economic survey, that is 2019-20, space commerce as a particular topic is mentioned, and they have discussed 2-3 paragraphs on it. And we are talking on this space commerce. India is one of the leading country with space commerce opportunities. So space as an issue is important for our examination. Next, let's go to the other area, defense. In the area of defense, this was the question asked 2 years back, THAAD missile. At the time, what was happening? See, this they asked thermal high altitude area defense. Sometimes in news, this is purely related to current issues. Why we classified it as this is related to defense. This is a missile. So when we see this, we should remember, okay, what is missile? We should get the entire classification of types of missiles, how they function, all that. Those are part of our basics. Why this was happening? See, USA, South Korea, Japan, we know that they have close cooperation with regard to defense. And North Korea was testing some missiles. Now also it is testing. All of us are suffering from COVID. North Korea is testing small missiles. Okay, North Korea was testing missiles. And then what USA said, see, if you test the missile again, we are going to place our powerful missile system over there, and then uh, we are going to place a particular system which can protect incoming missiles into the country of South Korea. Because what they said, we are going to retaliate you. If you send some missiles, we are going to have a protection. So this one is a protection. Thermal high altitude area defense is a missile protection system. See here, the answer is C here. An American anti-missile system. This is an American anti-missile system placed in South Korea actually. USA's placed in South Korea because North Korea was playing some games with South Korea. They were sending it into the Pacific Ocean. So because of that, they said, if you stop it, good. If not, we are going to have a missile system launched to your country and we are going to have a shield for our country. That's what they said. In defense, this is how questions can be asked. So this year, what we did, do you remember? On January 26th, we displayed one missile system. What is it? ASAT. Do you remember this? ASAT missile system was displayed in the parade of this Republic Day. Let's see what are the current issues in news in the past 1 year. This one. Rafale deal, we all know now it is a done deal already. This year we are going to get some Rafale fighter crafts to India. Then Mission Shakti, under Mission Shakti, what we did? We launched ASAT missile, anti-satellite missile. We blasted a satellite in which orbit? Low Earth orbit. So this is why this was in news, and we displayed this we did last year. DRDO did last year, and we displayed it in our Republic Day parade. So that's why this is very much important. Next, quick reaction surface to air missile. This was the news. LCA Tejas was successfully arrest landed. LCA Tejas was inducted already into Air Force, but Navy said we need some more tests for LCA Tejas, so they didn't induct it. Last year they conducted this test called arrest landing. After that they inducted. So that's why this was news. LCA Tejas production, for that they have given more. They have given more number of LCA Tejas for procurement. That's why this is news. Next, beyond visual range, air-to-air missile called Astra. Bavram means beyond visual range. Air-to-air missile is called Bavram. Astra is a missile. So this we tested successfully. This is very important. Then we have P-75 program, under that INS Khanderi. This is the second submarine under this program called P-75. So that we got it last year. K4 submarine launched ballistic missile was the news last year. So we should remember that. Also defense corridor, this was also in news. And few days back, this is in news, draft defense procurement procedure in news. So as these issues are in news, we should focus on the things. Now let's identify. Don't worry, we are going to have a session on all these issues. We are going to discuss on all these issues. For example, defense procurement procedure, what is it, what are the important components of it? We are going to have a 2 hour special session on it. As today's session is only on identifying the high yielding areas, we are not discussing them in detail. We have notes for all these. We will be providing you the notes as well as the video. You need not worry about them. For now, let us understand how we should approach this subject. Remember, for any subject, reading is one part. Having confidence that we read it is another part. Second part plays an important role in prelims examination. Believe me, if you are confident that I have read this and I can attempt this, 90% of the times we attempt it correctly. If we don't have the confidence, even after reading it, if we don't have the confidence, we are going to attempt it incorrectly. This session is to give you that confidence that these are the areas we should read, and next session we will give you the notes, anyway the points on these all these issues. So that way we can gain the necessary confidence that is required for the examination. I know that many of you are feeling uh, anxious because of this, because of the lockdown, and few of you have doubts on the examination. Please remove all that. Let's focus only on the preparation. Exam is going to happen. So we should focus on the examination without any deviations. Clear? Right. Now let's identify in defense what are the high yielding areas. First one is missiles. They might ask us basics on missiles or missiles in use. That can be asked. Second one is platforms. Submarines, aircrafts, these are called platforms. So, what are the platforms? Defense platforms. And then what is this? This one is policy, defense policy. Defense policy is in use because recently our exports, defense exports started increasing and we want to increase it further. Defense exports, we want to increase it further. In such context, we are making many changes in our defense policy. So defense policy we should have clarity. Defense platforms in use we should focus on. Missiles in use we should focus on. But if we don't know what is a submarine, we cannot understand what is this INS Kanderi, what is this P-75, what is this P-75I. There is one more program called P-75I. So we cannot understand all of them if we don't understand the basic of what is the meaning of submarine itself. So be careful, read the basics thoroughly. We will announce you the date of SNT current affairs class. Before that, be thorough in basics. We will enjoy the current affairs of science and technology. In that, you need not worry. Okay. Next, nuclear technology. Nuclear technology, I classify it under the energy. Energy is a broad area. Let's classify it under energy. Under the concept, let's understand what was the question asked previously. What is the duty of heavy water? This is typical question with regard to functioning of normal nuclear reactor. Nuclear reactors are of fusion nuclear reactors, fission nuclear reactors. Most of the reactors that we have are fission reactors. So in fission reactors, we have a dabba. In that dabba, we have the raw material, and then we have certain control rods, and then we have kind of liquid which can control the reaction. So in one such liquid is called heavy water. So if we understand this, we are good to go. This question is on what? This question is purely on basics. So now tell me, do we need to remember basics and do we need to be thorough in basics or not? Yes or no? Yes, we should be thorough in basics. Now, let's see what are the issues, current issues that are there in news with regard to energy as well as nuclear technology. Right, nuclear technology issues in news. We identified that there is this International Thermonuclear Energy Reactor. This thermonuclear reactor is located in France, and we are collaborating in this program for what? Here we are developing fusion technology, fusion nuclear reactor technology. India is one of the important partners in this particular one. And do you know, in this particular International Thermonuclear Energy Reactor, the core component, the central component of this particular machine, central component is built in India with the technology. Central component, the central, we call it as a box, core box. There is a technical name for it. We will discuss it later. And in this box, we place high energy magnets. High energy magnets. This box is made in India. That's one of the significant issues. That's why this was news. And recently, when USA president came to India, he said, "Are you going to buy our nuclear reactors or not?" He asked us. We said, "Why don't we buy? We want to buy." So that's why this was news. Nuclear reactors from USA we want to purchase. And Kudamkulam nuclear reactor, we shut it down for few days because cyber threat was reported. So what is this nuclear reactor again? In nuclear reactor, most probably they will ask us the basics. The basics and then the new developments. As we discussed, International Thermonuclear Energy Reactor is a new development. So new developments and basics. These two issues we should be focusing on with regard to nuclear energy. Other than that, we said there are many other kinds of energy. Yes or no? Electric vehicles. We need to remember on electric vehicles. We need to focus on this concept. And solar energy, wind energy technology behind it. I am not asking you what are the advantages of it, all that. All that we are going to discuss in environment. But with regard to science and technology, how solar energy works. What is solar PV? Like that. So, solar, wind, ocean, thermal energy. So, how these functions, these four areas are important, especially solar is in use, EVs, electric vehicles. With regard to that, lithium ion batteries are in use. So, please do remember them. But anyway, in the entire energy chapter, basics plus new developments, these two issues are high yielding areas. Most of the times, questions are on these issues. Next, this is very important area, biotechnology. Biotechnology, why for this year this is very important? There are many developments with regard to biotechnology in current issues. See, this is a simple question asked earlier in UPSC. Somatic cell nuclear transfer technology. What is this somatic? Somatic means skin. Skin cells are adult cells. So, skin or adult cells are taken. In these adult cells, from these adult cells, we are transferring the nucleus, and somatic cell nuclear transfer technology is used in biotechnology. We call this as induced pluripotent cells, IPC cells. This is a technology in genetic engineering. So induced pluripotency we are going to get with this technology. Now see, what is the application? What is this? Biolarvicides, manufacturing of biodegradables, reproductive cloning animals, production of organisms disease free. What is the answer? We can clone the animals. So that's why answer is C. What is this biotechnology related application? There are questions on biotechnology which are asked on applications. Let's identify which are in use, which are the issues in biotechnology that are in use. First, this one, biotechnology issues in one. First one is Indigen project. Indigen is what? Under this project, CSIR and its labs, they are going for genome sequencing of whom? Of humans. Which humans? Indians. So we are sequencing the Indians and their complete genome set. So with this, what we are doing, we are mapping, okay, this is specifically gene set for Indians. So this is how we can sequence it, and we have lot of advantages and applications with this particular gene sequencing with Indigen project. So we will identify what are the advantages later in the science and technology current affairs class. Then next generation sequencing facility. This is very important. See, for COVID, what are we doing? So we are going to have gene sequencing. Yes or no? We already went for gene sequencing. China did it initially because in their country itself the virus originated. So China did the gene sequencing, and then many other countries started doing it. When India reported the first case, we also started genome sequencing the genes of the particular virus. There, what we used next generation sequencing facility. This is a kind of huge infrastructure placed for gene sequencing. So we will understand it. Next, BT cotton. Again, BT cotton, though that is not a current issue, every time, every year, biotechnology in that BT issues, that is GMO issues, genetically modified organisms issues, one or other issues will be there in news. In that BT cotton issues are there. There are few articles that are mentioning about the BT cotton, so we should remember it. Then biofortification in wheat, we are biofortifying it with anthocyanin. Anthocyanin biofortification was done. So that's why this is in news. Manav is an initiative of Department of S&T. This is Human Atlas Initiative. This is also kind of gene sequencing similar to Indigen. Next, assisted reproductive technology, ART technology in this in vitro fertilization. Yes, there are many techniques which are classified as assisted reproduction technologies. So on that, there is this bill that was introduced in Parliament. That's why what are these assisted reproductive technologies we should know. Antibiotic resistance issues are reported, and there's a huge scope for biotic issues in COVID issues are there in biotechnology. So we should list down at least 10 to 12 issues are there. We have already listed them down. We are going to discuss them in detail. Did you understand how biotechnology issues are there in use? Yes? Now, what do we focus on in this? First one, biotechnology related basics. Second one, biotechnology related applications. For example, genome sequencing. That's a concept. Basics. What is it used for? That means what is the application of it? That we should remember. And then recent developments. If there is new technology or new innovation with regard to biotechnology and some new area that is being found out, we should identify it. That's how biotechnology issues can be discussed, right? We will see it later. But are you understanding how to focus on this particular area? Biotechnology is one of the high yielding areas. At least 2 to 3 questions we can expect from biotech. So you should be careful with regard to this. Next, applications of ICT, information and communication technology. ICT, as we know, its influence is growing hugely. And every day you see every day for if you observe, what are we using now? What are we using now for this class? You are somewhere in your home, I am somewhere. How are we able to connect? We are using ICT, information communication technology. We cannot imagine our life without ICT, information and communication technology. Yes or no? Mobile phones, internet, what are all these? These are all helping us in using ICT. Okay, this is a question on light fidelity. Light fidelity is one of the mechanisms with which we are connecting. So it uses light as the medium for high speed data transmission. Second one, it is a wireless technology and it is several times faster than Wi-Fi. Both are correct. What is this? Is Li-Fi a current issue or can be classified as a basic issue? Both are correct. So answer is C. So Li-Fi as a technology of data transmission is a basic issue. So in ICT we have three things. One, data. Two, the hardware that we use for data transmission. Three, the communication network, hardware and software. The communication network with which we communicate. Communication network. These three are important. So we should read about all these three and the technologies of data storing. For example, cloud. What is it? It is a technique of data storage, hardware and software. Different types of hardwares and softwares. Communication network. One of the communication networks is our internet. Internet is a communication network. So likewise, we have basic issues that we should focus on and then applications of all of them. Applications of using all these are the issues. So let's see what are the issues that are in use with regard to ICT, information communication technology. ICT issues in news. First one, supercomputer and artificial intelligence for weather prediction. Yesterday was also there's this news article which said about role of supercomputer in weather prediction. IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, is using supercomputers for weather prediction. Neon is a technology, is an artificial intelligence technology. Samsung has developed this technology. We will see it. Airavat is a project proposed by Niti Aayog. So what is this project? Why do we use it? We are going to understand, but this is an application of ICT. Next, brain computer interface. Already this technology is in use. So what is this brain computer interface? Why should we use it? That we should understand. Green computing. What is this green computing? How are we going to develop it? What is green in computing? Computing is done using different kinds of processors. Yes or no? But what is this? What is this green computing? We are going to understand it. National Data and Analytics Platform. This is a Indian government's biggest big data platform. National Data and Analytics Platform is Indian central government's big data platform. Cryptocurrency was in news. Blockchain technology is in news. So ICT as an issue is in news for these, and there are other areas. Here, use of ICT in COVID. We are using AI for many purposes to track the outbreak, to diagnose the virus, to identify the non compliance. Drones. Drones are also applications of ICT. So these are called unmanned aerial vehicles. We are using them. Robots with artificial intelligence. We are using them. Supercomputing. We are using them to make the vaccines. And then there are many digital solutions, applications during this time. DigiLocker, eCodes, eNAM, ePathshala, Umang app. There are many apps. Swayam portal, all these are what? Applications of digital technology or ICT technology. This one, the Zoom app that we are using, is what? Is an application of ICT where we are using the platform for education purpose. So in ICT, what are the high yielding areas? The questions, one is the recent technologies. So in ICT, I am not insisting you to read about all of them, but only read about recent technologies in news. What are in news? Please read about them. Know the basics on them. For example, blockchain technology. So let's say if they ask Libra is in news, what is it? It is a cryptocurrency floated by Facebook. So that runs on blockchain technology. So we should know what is the blockchain technology, and this is the recent development. So only these two things, recent developments and basics. Don't go into reading about the entire ICT as we read in our BTech or in our graduation. Please read the basics and then the recent technologies related to them. We are going to discuss anyway on all these current issues. Next one is with regard to fundamental physics. Fundamental physics. What is this? Cosmology, etc. See here, light is affected by gravity. Universe is constantly expanding. Matter wraps around surrounding the time and space. Which of these are predictions of Albert Einstein? So this is about our universe. This we read under fundamental physics. Fundamental physics issues are there in news, and India's role in this fundamental physics is increasing. Earlier, our research in fundamental physics was limited, but in the recent years, our role with regard to this is increasing, especially at the international level. That's why this topic is very important for our this year, for 2020 examination. So here, what are the predictions of Albert Einstein? Light affected by gravity. So this is called relative general theory of relativity. So universe is constantly expanding is not said under this theory, but matter wraps around space and time is said under this. So 1 and 3 answer is C. Anyway, you have all these questions with answers, so you need not worry about them. I am not explaining certain answers because we are understanding how the question comes. We are not specifically looking into the answers. Next, what are the issues with regard to fundamental physics? What are the issues that are in news? Solar eclipse with regard to last year, full solar eclipse we experienced. And then anti-proton and ion, this is not iron, ion. Anti-proton and ion research called FAIR research. This is a global collaborated research. India is playing major part in it. Square kilometer array. This is important. Square kilometer array is a kind of telescope, but arranged with the small telescopes arranged within one entire square kilometer area. We cannot build this much lengthier and large telescopes. So what we did, we arranged small telescopes in a grid, and we connected all of them together, and we are getting the data. So what is it we are going to learn later? CERN is about fundamental particle physics. Indian Neutrino Observatory, yes or no? For this, we got the Indian Neutrino Observatory is there in India. Already work started in Maharashtra. This started in Tamil Nadu. LIGO project India, LIGO India also started its work in Maharashtra. 30-meter telescope is there in use. So what are all these things? These are all related to fundamental physics. Apart from all these, exoplanets we have recently found out, and we named certain exoplanets with the name of Biba. Biba is she is a she is a fundamental physicist, and on her name Biba and Santa Masa. These two were in news, so we are going to learn what are they. So exoplanets was in news. Sun and related studies, this is also in news. Yes, we completed the fundamental physics, how to read the concepts, what are the issues in news, we understood that. Now let's understand some miscellaneous issues. See, in this, they give issues or topics from various topics in the science and technology. For example, if you observe here, CRISPR-Cas9, they said whether this pair is correct or not. They said it is related to particle physics. Is it so? No, that is incorrect. Blockchain technology, is it related to cryptocurrency? Yes. So here observe 3 is incorrect. So let's remove these 3. What is the answer? B would be the answer. 2 is the answer. So that's how they give various issues in news, maybe some unrelated issues. They ask us the questions. For this, what do we need to do? We need to be thorough with regard to other topics. That's the only option. Next issue is with regard to basic biology. Here let's understand the question. In the question, what is given? Hibernation as a phenomena is observed in which of the above animals? Rodents, bears, bats. All these three has this observe the phenomena of hibernation. So answer is C. But do you know, they asked this question because there was some issue in the current issue with regard to these. Now, this year, if they ask the question, why bats have more immunity compared to other animals with regard to viral load? What are we observing? With regard to COVID, bats have more immunity. So if they ask that question, we categorize that as basic biology. But it has reference to current issue. We need to remember that they have reference to our current issue. So what do we do then? We are going to read 6th to 10th class textbooks, NCERT books, because we need to have certain basics behind us. And then we are going to see the current issues. Current issue plus basic issue. With this, we can solve the questions given under biology concept. Read 6th to 10th class. That would be enough. If wanted, if you want to read more 11th and 12th class NCERTs, you can read. For biotechnology, if you don't have the material, please read 12th class NCERT. Next is human physiology, nutrition and digestive system. On this, let's see what is the question. This is also related to biology. Which of the following are required by the human body for contraction of muscles? So contraction of muscles. See, in our program, if you might have observed in midday meal program, or this is part of ICDS scheme, right? So in midday meal program or nutrition related articles, if you read any nutrition related articles, they mention that these are important for this, but the government is not providing. These are important for this. That's why under midday meal scheme, government is providing eggs, something like that. So these issues also, they are in news. Sometimes they'll be in news. You need to identify them with keen eye. Then we can solve such issues. See here, which of the minerals given are required by the human body for the contraction of muscles? What are the things that are required for contraction of muscles? Though this is related to basic biology, you can have such questions answered from your current issue. So for that, we need to read the basics 6th to 10th plus our current issues. Both of them we should focus on. For example, recently anemia in children is in news. Though Poshan Abhiyan is implemented, anemia in children is increasing. That is in news. So they might ask, which of the following are required for decreasing the anemia levels among children or among women. Such kind of questions can be asked. So nutrition related issues we should focus on, because they said under National Nutrition Mission NNM, this was launched by Niti Aayog. Under National Nutrition Mission, though it completed 2 full years and we are in the third year, we have achieved very less. If that is in news, they will ask which of the following is part of this nutrition, that nutrition, like that. So we should focus on basic physiology issues like this. Next, diseases. This is one of the important issue for this year. This is going to be one of the high yielding areas, diseases, especially this coronavirus disease. And we have other issues like malarial drug used for coronavirus, Ebola drug used for coronavirus. So for that, we need to know what are these diseases, what are the characteristics of diseases. And this one, that is multi-drug resistance for many diseases is increasing. Especially for TB, it is increasing. So that's why these kind of questions we can expect. Genetic predisposition of some of the people. Let's read the question. Which of the following are the reasons for occurrence of multi-drug resistance in microbial pathogens in India? Genetic predisposition of some people, that is genetics, they have impact on multi-drug resistance. That's what the sentence says. Second one, taking incorrect doses of antibiotics. Yes or no? This is correct. Let's say this we don't know. Second one we know. Third one, using antibiotics in livestock. In livestock, if they use, and that comes into our body, that can make us multi-drug resistant. So 2, 3 correct. Fourth one, multiple chronic diseases. There are many diseases in a person, so that's why the person got the multi-drug resistance. We are not sure about this. We are not sure about this. We are not sure about this. So 2, 3. Let's identify whether 2, 3 is an answer. Is an answer given? Yes. 2, 3 is the answer. In science and technology, you can use this technique. Whichever you know 100% sure, first tick mark them. After that, if you know other options at least 75%, if you are sure of it, mark it. Otherwise, mark it as incorrect. Most of the times that would be the correct answer. For this, B is the correct answer. Let's solve one more question with regard to diseases. This one is with regard to Zika. Zika disease. Zika was the news, that's why this was asked. In tropical regions, Zika virus disease is transmitted by the mosquito, same mosquito that transmits dengue. Yes or no? Yes. Why this was news was, last before year, Zika cases were increasing, dengue cases were increasing. People were afraid that they got Zika. Instead of they got Zika, they started going for the treatment of that. And doctor suggested that don't go for Zika testing. First go for dengue testing, because they both have same symptoms. First go for this and then go for that. So in diagnosis also there was a problem. That's why this was news. Next, sexual transmission of Zika virus disease is possible. Yes, this is also true. So these two are true. So both are correct. Now what we should do is, we should have a table of all the diseases that are in news. We are going to have a special session on this, diseases in news. We are going to have a special video recorded on this. In for diseases, we should write down certain points. Transmitted by what? Virus, bacteria, or what? What are the symptoms? How is it diagnosed? What are the special features of this particular disease? Something like that. We should have a table. One single table for all the diseases noted down in this format will help us. Disease as a concept is important for this year. Please read about them thoroughly. We will give you notes also with regard to this. Next one is with regard to evolution. This one can be categorized as miscellaneous issues, how the life evolved. So this is a fossil, Denisovan. Denisovan is a fossil found last year, and that was in news. So they asked, this is with reference to what? This is a fossil of a kind of dinosaurs. So that's why this was news. So evolution issues generally they ask from the news. So we should know what are the factual issues in news with regard to fossils that are found recently. So that way we can address this issue. We need not go for basics of this. Just remember the issues in news. Next issue, this is important. Botany and agriculture. Some people categorize it as environmental issues, some people categorize it as science and technology issues. But as we have separate section for biology, we are taking up this issue, botany and agriculture issues. Which of the following leaf modifications occurs in the desert areas? This is a direct question from our NCERT. Okay. Which of the following modifications occurs in the desert areas to inhibit the water losses? Hard and waxy leaves? Yes, yes. Thorny leaves? Yes. Thorns instead of leaves? Yes. So what is the answer? Answer is D. So for such basic issues we should read NCERTs. NCERT basic issues we should read. Did you observe I mentioned about NCERTs many a times? So please read 6th to 10th NCERTs thoroughly. Next, again in botany and agriculture. This question, see, basic biology and agriculture, they asked which of the above spread the plant diseases? Birds, dust blowing, rain, wind blowing. Though this looks as environmental issue, these are part of our NCRT. Again, this is there in one small dabba in NCRT book. If you read NCRT 6 to 10th, you might have observed this is there in a special box. Right. So that's why we insist you on reading NCRT 6 to 10th. Okay. All these can spread the plant diseases. So answer is D. So this year, how questions can be asked from this? For example, in Rajasthan and Gujarat, this year what happened? Locust. Yes or no? This locust has raided the farms and destroyed the farms, hectares of agricultural land and the crop got destroyed because of this. They might ask about this particular locust pest or the region about it, the Rajasthan Gujarat region, dry semi arid region. Why locust pests are threatening the only the semi arid regions? Some kind of questions in the same manner they can ask. Next, let's come to chemistry. This is organic chemistry. This issue is there in use, but then we read it from our basic books. Right? Read the question. With reference to fly ash produced by the power plants using coal as a fuel, consider the following statements. Do you know? This question was asked because there were guidelines by the Ministry of Power that all the coal plants should sell the fly ash, should store the fly ash and should sell the fly ash to the bricklins, etc. So there were guidelines by the Ministry of Power. In such context they have given this question. But as fly ash is related to, there are some issues related to it, applications of fly ash, etc. That's why this we categorized as basic question. But there's a context behind it, that is the guidelines of Ministry of Power. Okay, let's read the statements. Fly ash can be used in the production of bricks. Yes or no? Yes. Fly ash can be used as replacement for some of the Portland cement contents of concrete. Yes or no? Yes. Fly ash is made up of silicon dioxide and calcium oxide only, and doesn't contain any toxic element. Whenever you get this only statement, you should be very careful. Only here is wrong. Fly ash has certain toxic elements. That's why we should be careful in handling the fly ash. When ministry has given the guidelines, it said careful handling of fly ash is important. In bricklings, etc., they should have safety gear, etc. They mentioned it. So that's why third is incorrect. So let's remove 3. So what is the answer? A is the answer. 1 comma 2 only. So though this comes under organic chemistry, remember it has the basic behind it, that is current issue. For such issues, there is no alternative other than doing reverse engineering. What is this reverse engineering? Reverse engineering means you take an issue, current issue, you go back to the basics. That's how we learn the issue. Certain issues we should learn like this. Next issue is related to biochemistry. We classify it as environmental issue, but let's see. Biochemistry issues. So what is the question given? Which of the following is example of chemical change Crystallization of chloride, crystal, it is just becoming crystal. Melting of ice, is any chemical reaction happening over here? No. Soaring of milk, yes? Yes. So answer is B, 3 only. This is also part of your NCERT. You open your NCERT and read ninth class chemistry chapter. You will see the chemical reaction. There is a particular section called chemical change. In that we have all these mentioned. So again, this is a basic question from NCERT. There are certain references. What you can do is, you go to the previous questions, all S&T questions. I didn't present all the questions over here. We have only few questions mentioned here. You go through all the previous questions and see which questions are there, and then just go through the index of the NCERT. Then you will identify and understand the importance of it. Then read only certain issues. There are certain chapters in chemistry which require the chemical equations, etc. You don't need to remember them. Remember the applications. We don't need to remember what is chemical change, what happens, all that. But what is chemical change? That basic concept, if we know, we can apply it to many areas like this. So this is again a simple question given from NCERT. Next, food chemistry. So this is also part of our basics. In that, see what happened. What is the question? Commonly used consumed chemicals. Unwanted or controversial likely to be found in them. See, what happened is, last before year in 2018, FSSAI, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, has identified certain chemicals in different food items. In such context, this issue was in news. When this issue was news, this basic question was asked from it. FSSAI was identified certain things. Do you remember Maggie? Many people has thrown out the Maggie. They said Maggie has some kind of chemical content which is harmful to our health. Remember? So in such context, this question was asked. See, what is it? Lipstick. In lipstick, lead. Soft drinks, brominated vegetable oils, Chinese fast food, monosodium glutamate. So all these are possible and they are there. Likely unwanted materials are there. So answer is D. So this is a question given from current issue. Though this looks as a basic question, this has direct reference to current issue. Clear? Next, electricity. In electricity, again we go for fuel, electricity, fuel. This is again a basic issue from our NCERT, electricity. Read this. With reference to fuel cells, in which hydrogen-rich fuel and oxygen are used to generate the electricity, consider the following cells. Remember, this question, the same topic can be asked this year, because the Niti Ayog has brought in a particular mission where it is encouraging fuel cells. Fuel cell technology is highly encouraged by the Niti Ayog. It is giving high subsidies for these cells. That's why this same topic can be a question again for this year. So please read on it. Let's read the statements. If pure hydrogen is used as a fuel, the fuel cell emits heat and water as a byproduct. That's why we don't use pure hydrogen. We use it in combinations. Fuel cells can be used for powering buildings and not for small devices like laptop computers. As of now, with the fuel cells that we have, with hydrogen rich and oxygen, this one, we are not using for this, but research is going on them. Fuel cells produce electricity in the form of alternating current. So they are asking about the finer details of fuel cells. What is this? This is again technology. So one here is incorrect. So remove one. So what is the answer? 2, 3 only. So 2, 3 only is the answer. If we know one point, this kind of elimination techniques we can use. Fuel cell technology is very, very important. This is there in news. Niti Ayog is promoting it largely in India. So please read on it. Again, this is a current issue. This is not a basic issue. This is a current issue. Though fuel cell as an issue is there in our chemistry NCERT, that is NCERT in chemistry chapters. But the points that are given here are not basic points. They have some applied concepts. So we should know the current issue. We should know the basic issue to solve this particular question. Next, space physics. This space physics can be categorized as fundamental physics. Here, black holes. Recently, scientists observed merger of giant black holes billions of light years away from the Earth. What is the significance of this observation? Do you know when this was asked? This was asked when gravitational waves were detected. So, obviously, answer is B. So, what happened is 2 years back, 2017, that is almost 2.5 years back, they detected the gravitational waves with the merger of two giant black holes merged. With that, they have detected some kind of vibration that they identified as gravitational waves. So when they detected it, this was the news. That's why this question was asked. But black holes as an issue is a fundamental issue, basics. We need to know the basics, and then gravitational waves is an applied issue. So again, this has reference to current issue. Almost all the questions we have addressed, we have understood till now in this one entire session. If you observe, all of them have reference to what? Reference to current issue. That's why initially I said we should take the reference of current issue to read the science and technology. Current issues are important. From them, we should do re engineering, reverse engineering, because we don't have the defined syllabus. Yes, these are the issues that I wanted to discuss. High yielding areas. So let's let's note down what are the mandatory things that we should do. First one is the basics. Please go through the basics, whichever materials you have, please go through them. Second one, NCRT for fundamental issues, because at least 2 to 3 questions in science and technology, and in environment 2 to 3 questions we can solve by reading 6th to 10th class NCRTs. Believe me, if you are thorough in this, you can solve at least 5 questions. And then current issues. These three we should be thorough in to get good scores in current affairs. Sorry, in science and technology. Yes, this is the gist of this session that I wanted to take. If you have any doubts, please you can ask.